turning on the night and moving through the morning light. Remember how it was with you. Remember how you pulled me through.
The mail room, I be tuned in. Listening to TaShon, she be going in. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened. Guaranteed to walk away with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No arguing, disrespect, and that's it. Please come in peace when you call in, cause our friends ain't no slouch, fair warning. The mail room, messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in.
All right now.
All right.
Good morning.
Right.
You couldn't wait to get that tune in.
Wait. You know, you cut up.
And it's like extra loud since I got these headphones on now.
Yeah, good.
I love it though. I love it.
Yes.
Yes. Listen, welcome to the mailroom messages from him with TaShon and Friends podcast, y'all.
Yes.
Listen, before we get started, TMR is sponsored by Swag Her Magazine and TLC Coaching Services and hosted on all major podcast platforms.
Come on now.
All major.
Come
That
on.
means iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple, Google,
Bang.
and more.
That's right.
So listen up, good people. We're back for season 6 in podcast form. We are now coming to you live again on all major platforms. So make sure you subscribe. And like I said, Apple, Spotify, Google, and more. And subscribe to the YouTube page, The Mailroom at 7671. Listen. I'm super excited. I got these headphones on. I'm trying to get used to back to the headphones. So you know, I'm trying to it's no microphone, but y'all can hear me, right?
Good. Yeah, we can hear you. You can hear us. Good.
Listen, I am. It's been a week. It's been a journey, And I'm just happy to be in the number. I got my friends, DJ Johnny Prince. How you doing?
I'm doing great, doing great, doing great. Good morning, everybody. Yeah.
Good morning.
Yo.
I got Mr. Takeover down there. How you doing?
Your mic is off, brother.
Your mic off. See, we were going good, LaRon.
Come on, we got company, man.
You're right. We got company. Don't
we can't
do
hear you. What happened, man? We got
can't hear
company,
you.
man.
Don't
Oh,
show out, LaRon. Don't show out. We got
You
company
showing
now.
out. You showing out now. You showing
Turn
out.
on your mic. Turn on your mic. Turn on the mic.
No, we can't hear you. Anyway,
You know what?
see you next show.
We're gonna come back to you, LaRon. LaRon, I do apologize on behalf of TMR, one of the co-hosts. He's showing out today. We have the Roberts.
Yeah.
How you doing?
All right.
Mr. and Mrs. Roberts.
You
How
hear me
you,
now?
Pastor?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now, LaRon.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
saying that. See, you just do it again, TaShon. You just wanted me to be quiet because I be causing too much trouble.
I ain't said nothing. I ain't did nothing. I ain't do it. How you doing,
That's
LaRon?
okay. That's all right.
How you doing today?
Oh, I'm good. I'm good.
Good.
Just
I hear
still
you.
trying to get over this darn cough, but I'll be okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Y'all got the cooties on here.
Yeah, they
I'm
got
good.
they got the
Healing,
cooties.
healing, God,
good,
healing,
baby.
I
God,
wish it
healing.
was. I
Hey,
wish
look.
it was cooties. I would prefer cooties than whatever this is.
There you go, Johnny. Don't start that.
Hey,
No cooties here, baby.
That's the
That's right. The Roberts gonna make sure we are healed from these cooties. Woo.
cooties.
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, good morning to all of our followers out there. Hey, Keisha,
morning.
wife
Good morning,
Melanie,
Keisha.
good morning. Good morning.
morning.
Thank y'all so much for joining in. Listen, we got a dynamic show today. I
Yeah.
don't even have the brow for anybody this week. I mean, well, I do have the brow. Well, I don't know if it's the brow, but it's been so much going on.
Mhm.
The brow does okay. I do have the brow. I wasn't gonna mention her, but
see,
the whole
see,
52
you gonna
part
see.
story, Miss Reese.
Oh,
Just
my
go in
goodness.
front of the pastor like that. Oh my
Listen,
goodness.
it ain't really a brow because hey, she just took her story and put it on audio, TikTok, and but the brow does go. I am on the fence because somebody did come out who has a series on YouTube from a year ago, and it has similar
Yeah.
events and whatnot. And this is why I say to people, make sure you have your stuff copyrighted, make sure you have receipts and all of this stuff. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna get ugly or what, but she did call her out in the name of her series. Yeah, she called her out and she's like, listen, I have
for real? I did
Yeah.
not know that.
Yeah, she has a whole YouTube series called Lion Larry. So
Say word.
it's the same storyline. But I told y'all when I heard the first episode, I couldn't even. I'm like, the story sounds familiar to most of us anyway. So, but hey, she monetized. She got over
Took the world by
$300,000.
storm.
She sure did. 52 parts. Y'all had 4 hours to watch. Did y'all watch?
I think I watched 1 hour and I was cooking. And it was just slow.
I ain't have 4 hours, but I'm like, ooh, child, that's a lot. But
Yeah, that's a lot.
and the husband got on there, the ex-husband got on trying to talk about his part. So he claiming that she cheated and all this kind of stuff. It's gonna get ugly.
Well, it's gonna get ugly before it get better, huh?
Yeah. It's funny because BMW reached out to her trying to give her a car. Some friends, some people are setting up GoFundMe so she can go to Paris and all this stuff. And like she is monetizing. Yeah.
Wait a minute, what we doing wrong? Let me
Right.
I know, right?
It's funny how people go fund and support stuff like that.
Yeah.
With knowing just a little bit that it might not be what it is.
Yeah.
Versus
Yeah.
funding something that actually might be true.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm not hating on. I'm just saying, y'all. We, before we jump on these trends and whatnot, make sure you do your research.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is gonna. But the girl did say that she's like, well, you may not be lying in all of your story. You may have gone through some of that, but the majority of your storyline is the same as my story from a year ago or whatnot. So, you know, I'm like, hey, that's why I have Woman on Fire copyrighted. So if anybody want to take my story, I'm gonna come after you, because if you gonna get some money, I'm gonna get some money too.
That's right.
Hey, we got some toys over here. I hear noises and bombs going off.
That's right. We got it all. We got alarms. We got set alarms off in here.
I like it.
So that's my brow for today. But listen, it's a good day. It's a good, beautiful day here in the A. Listen, we have the Roberts on today, and we are this month. We're wrapping up the month of February with intimacy. We've been talking about all things intimacy, and of course, TMR is that safe space, that platform for Black men, Black women, and relationships. As we talk about relationships, you know. All things relationship. We ain't here to have fussing and fighting and the gender wars and all of that. We want to bring love in our community. So that's what TMR. That's know what.
That's what we're here to
You-
do.
Do it,
You
Johnny.
know what?
Do it, Johnny. Tell her it's time to upgrade,
that
Johnny.
again.
That's
Tell
right.
her.
See, now you got to-
Beyonce
you know
right
what?
here.
It's okay.
Love.
Upgrade.
Well, y'all can see my heart. See, yeah. It's floating.
Hey, we got the
now.
thumbs up
See,
and
the-
all that, baby. Thumbs up and all that. Come
You
on.
know
man.
what? Stop showing out, Johnny, in front of our guests. Stop showing out. Stop showing out.
You about to cut me
See,
off. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
A meeting
I'm
with
sorry.
you two after the show. Y'all cutting up today. Y'all cutting up today.
Come to the coach office.
Right, come to the coach's office.
Oh my God.
So listen, before we get started again, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you are subscribed to the Mail Room 7671. We got some dynamic things coming your way for the 2024.
Come
So
on now.
listen, let's get into this. The Roberts, Pastor Lamont and Antoinette.
That's right. That's right.
Tell us who you are and what you do, and let's jump into this conversation.
Yes.
Woo!
Well, all right. Well, my name is Pastor Lamont Roberts, and this is my wife, Pastor Antoinette Roberts. Yes, you heard it right. We are pastors.
Amen.
With the intimacy business.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. Lock in, strap in, keep your hands and arms inside the car at all times while moving.
I love it. This is up.
Listen.
Wow.
We have an intimacy business, okay, and it's called Saved, Sexy, and Sensual.
That's
Wow.
Yeah, and we emphasize on the saved.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
And the sexy.
But we got a whole lot of sexy and a whole lot of sensual.
Come on.
That's what's up. That's
You
what's
better
up.
watch out now. Look at here.
I love it.
You
You
see,
can be saving sex at the same time.
and sensual.
right.
Ain't nothing wrong with a little
Oh,
sensuality.
and sensuality.
Yeah. You
Yeah.
know, and here we found out in the Christian community,
Mm-hmm.
you know, most of y'all say church folk.
Yeah. Yeah.
We lose that intimacy.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
because let me say this, and I'm gonna jump a little bit ahead here.
Mm-hmm.
Sex is not intimacy.
Come on now.
Right.
Okay,
on.
so you gotta disengage both of them from each other. You know what I mean? Now, sex can be intimate, but it's not intimacy.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and intimacy is required
Amen.
That's right.
in any relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The key word is any. A mother, a father, a son, a mother, a son, a father, a friend.
Yeah.
With God, you
Yeah.
got to have intimacy.
Yeah.
Now, you ain't trying to sleep with God. I hope not.
Oh, you
I mean,
just
I hear a lot of church folks saying, Jesus is my husband.
yeah.
Right.
No,
You
no.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that, bro? Nothing wrong with that.
I'm glad you said that, sir. I'm glad you said that.
Amen. And I'm Pastor Antoinette Roberts, and we just want to say thank you for having us on your platform to shine.
Yes.
We absolutely love you. And now we got new friends, DJ Johnny Prince and Mr. Takeover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
us on your platform. Save Sexy Central.
Where did it come from?
It's a God idea. It's not
Come
a good
on
idea.
now.
That's right. Amen.
I love that. I love that.
One of the things that I really struggled with, because God dropped Save Sexy Central in my spirit about 5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, about 5 years ago. Well, probably 6 years ago, but it became reality about 5 years ago.
Okay.
And really what happened, I'm good.
You girl, we in a safe space. Say it.
We're in a safe space.
Safe space. That's right.
This
So
you.
really what happened is that my husband and I, we met on a dating line. Yeah, on a dating app. He was in Alaska and I was in New York. And we met on a dating line, and we talked for about a good year before we actually really met one another. And it's so crazy because my ex, who's married to someone he met on a dating line, told me to jump on that dating line. He said, "You need a man. Go get, go."
Oh my goodness!
So he told me to jump on.
And then my son
and your son put you on.
Said,
right?
"Look, Dad, it's time for you to find somebody. Yeah, you need
when y'all out there, huh?
You need to talk to people.
Exactly. And we have a lot of fun, cool stories about the dating line, but we go talk about that another time.
Oh yeah.
But we actually kind of really just fell in love on the dating line over a series of a year, because guess what? Sex wasn't on the table.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, yeah.
He was in Alaska, and again, I was in New York. And so we had no choice but to get to know each other and to build our relationship. We did a lot of video chatting and different things like that. We came off the app eventually and just started video chatting and talking. And one of the things that my husband said to me is that we were going to have a sexless marriage.
Because hold that thought. You said a sexless marriage. Hold that thought. We gotta take a quick shout out. Hold on. You said a sexless marriage. We're gonna dive into this. Marriage or dating? Marriage. Hold on.
Tatiana, a knotless technician. Visit her IG at Hair by Tatiana. DJ Johnny Prince, DJ and podcaster. Follow his IG at Beat Clear Alert Podcast. Evelyn Whitney, author. Please visit www.evelynwhitney.com. Ernest James, motivational speaker. Please visit www.ebooksbyejames.com.
Woo! Okay, you said sexless marriage.
Yes.
Okay, so finish the story, and we got to come back to that.
Okay,
we got to hear this.
We got to hear this.
The thing is that my husband was considering marriage, but he had been on dialysis for 18 years.
18 years.
He had gotten his kidney transplant. He was doing well, but he had not really thought that he can still be sexual, right? And this is the conversation that a lot of us need to have as well, is because sometimes illnesses will make you feel as if you can't be sexual. It kind of like snatches your sex. Yeah, it takes away your confidence in the bedroom. It takes away your desire. And so you just give up. You just like, I forget about it. You know, and so when he said that to me, I said, the devil is a lie. I'm young, I'm vibrant, I'm popping. Come on now.
Right.
I was 49 years old, man. I still have to think, good little,
you got a little pep in your step still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we finally met and he came to Georgia, we met Christmas in person. And he came to Georgia, and we're pastors, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When he came here, we shacked up immediately. He came to Georgia. He got an apartment, and I moved my happy hips up in that apartment, right?
Yeah.
Not married, none of that stuff. And I discovered that he wasn't telling the truth, that he was able to perform. But it was different. It was different.
Okay.
And so we needed a little bit of assistance. So I started selling Pure Romance, which is sex toys. I actually went to a party, and then I became a consultant. And in my parties were a lot of saved women,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of pastors' wives, a lot of deaconess, a lot of women that are in the body of Christ.
Yeah.
And one day someone came to me and she said, "You have a ministry because you have no idea, first of all, how you present what you do. It doesn't make us feel bad. It doesn't make us feel disgusting. And there's a need and no one has tapped into the need."
Yeah.
You know? And so I said, okay, so I'm struggling with God now. God, I'm gonna preach the word and sell dildos. That's what we're doing.
Why not?
Oh, man.
That's
Why
what
not?
that's what we're doing, God.
Why not?
And that's when he gave me the name Saved, Sexy, Sensual.
No doubt.
He said, "You are saved, but you're still a sexy person. And we
Yeah.
are still sensual beings.
Yeah.
And there's a need. I gave you the desire to want to make love. I gave you the desire. I created your body parts to do what they do. I gave you pheromones and different things that they, body parts that are just for sexual pleasure. I didn't make a mistake.
Right.
So here we go. And that's how Saved, Sexy, Sensual was born.
Wow. I love it. EJ Deepak Media said, "I love to hear stories of people meeting on a dating line and the fact that they were talking to each other for a year, getting to know each other. That's amazing." Plush Lab said, "I love them already." Listen, I told y'all we be bringing some dope guests on here that keep it real 100.
Listen, you had me at New York. What part of New York you from?
Harlem, USA.
Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn. Let's get that out the way.
Where about
Let's get that out the way.
Where about in Brooklyn?
Bed-Stuy, putting them in Nostrand.
Oh, okay. I used to live on Picking in Pennsylvania.
Oh man, I know you at.
We all know that Harlem make it and Brooklyn take it, right?
That's right.
Y'all New Yorkers, y'all gonna find somebody in the crowd. Y'all New Yorkers.
I'm not a true New Yorker. I was just put
no doubt.
slide by, you know what I mean? But I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay.
You know, I lived in Brooklyn for a long time and Long Island in Huntington.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, you was from East New York. Yeah, you was in East New York. Yeah, okay.
Wow. That New Yorker in the house, y'all. I love my New York family. I love y'all.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Pastor Lamont, with you being a guy and you're going through that health journey. I myself, I have multiple sclerosis and I had issues with ED for years before I realized I had issues. And so in our community as men, I found myself talking to a lot of men about that issue when it comes to sex. And do you think because the world amplifies sex as intimacy that we lose the true identity, what intimacy is, when it comes to being in a relationship with your partner?
I surely do. But the question you propose is a two-part answer.
Okay.
It's not just what society deems intimacy is, but it's the way man, not I say man, I mean a man and a woman. I mean man,
right?
We as men, we see our worth and our value. You see, men see their worth and value by only two things, and that's by their pocket.
I was going to say money and sex, and how they perform
the size of their wallet, and the size of their penis.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
and because and you say, well, I don't agree. Prove it to me. I'll prove it to you. If the first thing when a man and a woman have an argument about something being done in the house, what do he say? Man, I'm out here working hard. I bring home the money. You don't have to do that. But that's sign saying that that's his worth. Why should he have to do anything in the house when he's out there doing all the work, bringing in all the money? Why should he have to help the kids with the homework? Why should he have to help do the dishes? Why should he? You know what I'm saying? So that's because we see our worth and our value in the size of our wallet, how much money we make.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know too many men who don't say this. As soon as they get with a woman and they're in the bed and they're intimate, first thing come out their mouth is what? Whose is it?
Whose is it? Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
They want to know this is mine because, and when she say it's yours, daddy, it's because in our mind, she's telling us it's ours because we're the best. Whoever she had before us, we're the best.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So you can't get it no better than this, mama.
Oh, messages from him. Okay.
I get what you're saying. I definitely
Fireworks.
see that. That also misconstrues the definition of the head of house for men too, because I think we move with that idea of as long as I have a lot of money, as long as I can perform in the bed good, I ain't got nothing else I should be doing.
Ain't nothing else I should be doing. You see, and like you said, we misconstrue those words, head of house. Let me tell you something, and I'm gonna turn in my man card right here. I don't have it on me because I already turned it into my wife. Let me tell you something. I am the head of this family. I am the leader of this family.
Right.
You know, my wife is head of house.
Come on now.
She makes sure this house runs smoothly.
Big difference.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a big difference.
Yeah.
You see, my wife follows me because I follow God.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So being head of something and being the leader of something is two different things. As we know, Barack Obama was the leader of this country.
Right.
But Michelle ran the White House.
She did. She ran that White House.
Y'all don't believe me.
She ran that White House.
Ask her.
Yeah.
That's she said, no, baby, we're not doing that.
Right. That's how I was raised. My father was the head of the household, right? But my mother ran everything. Ran the Collier estates from the
my mother.
Yeah, you know, and that's all I saw was, you know, my father, and even when he got sick, when he had cancer or whatnot, he still was the leader of that household. But because they were a team and they had put systems in place, my mother was able to continue to run the household and still get the contracts and so forth. But my dad it was never questioned that he was not the head of the household because he was sick or he was down or whatnot. He was the head of the household. But Carolyn Collier, she ran that Collier estate. Like she was the manager of it, you know. And that's what I don't understand, where there's always conflict in these households about that title, whatnot, because it's because
it's how it's because how it's explained and how it's promoted. When, especially, I'm just going to speak in the Black community, and I'm not saying that it's not everywhere else, but in the Black community, when someone is talking about the head of the house, that means the man has control over basically everything. And sometimes the woman doesn't have a voice or a place other than doing what he's asked. So I like how he just explained that, because that's something, again, that me and my wife pride ourselves on, because we look at it as in we're both head, because we have, like you just said, TaShon, about roles. We all have our different roles, and it's not because a man should take out the trash. If I'm able to, if I can't walk and trash needs to be taken out, she's going to take out the trash.
Amen. There you go.
So our roles, they change. If she's working, but I'm able to nurture the kids, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
You know, and so we've just gotten stuff so bogged down. And again, like you say, a lot of this comes from man, not man as in woman and man. Man has really construed a lot of what's going on with this direction when it comes to the dynamic between a woman and a man. So I love the fact that you guys are on here and how you are promoting the intimacy when it comes in, because this is some same thing that I did with my wife before we got married. We didn't have sex, because for me, sex is that consummation with marriage. You can sign a piece of paper all day long, and then you have sex with that person, you're not married, you know. And so that journey in between not having sex and us getting to know each other, us to becoming friends, and and whatnot that allowed us to be the couple that we are today. So I commend you guys with and how your wife said we just went in and we shacked in. It's nothing wrong with that, especially if you're not having sex and you're getting to know each other. I think a lot of people should try that. That's if you're mature enough. A lot of people are not mature enough. If you really are mature enough, you can sit and learn each other because that's what you're doing. So I personally don't see anything wrong with that. I just think it's crossing the line if you start having sex prior or before.
Well, let me clarify. I crossed the line because I
We
jumped
crossed
on
the line.
both.
Hey, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it.
I said, you said what? Let me see. Let me see.
I ain't mad at it.
And I want to say this.
God forgive me.
Right. And here, you did have to go back and repent because we do fall short. So I want to make that clear. They made that clear. They did fall short because you have to go back and repent. But
we all fall short of the glory of God.
There you go. We know because I fell short too.
but let me say this here too, and I'm gonna tell you a secret, and it's come close to me because this is a secret just between us. Us few.
I got my. I'm flipping.
Let me tell you something. The whole thing about the head of household and being the leader and all that's a power trip.
Yes.
Now this is the secret. Guess what? True power is to relinquish it, not to use it.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
And when you get a good woman and a good man, they will be submissive.
Come on
to your authority and your power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't mean that I can't say I said it and that's what it is. But the true sense of the word power is to relinquish my power and not use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now I hear you. Don't trip on my propheticness. I hear y'all out there talking about, well, I can prove it. I can prove it to you. See, I don't say nothing I can't prove.
Come on.
Yeah.
We are all of us who have children. We have the true power over those children.
Mm-hmm.
We could pretty much do whatever we want to do to them.
Yeah.
But the true power is to love them through their mistakes,
right?
Instead of punishing them,
right?
You know what I mean? It takes true power, and that's giving up the authority to exert your power and your authority, and you give it up. And that's how we do in our relationship. There are some things I have to say, yes, there.
Yep.
And let me make this clear. One thing that happened in our relationship is that God had to be in the midst of it.
That's right.
Yeah.
He had to be. This is our third marriage.
Yes.
This marriage number 3 for me, marriage number 3 for him.
Okay.
And God revealed to me, you've been married 3 times, a wife once.
Wow. Okay.
Because Antoinette didn't know nothing about no submission.
Right.
Didn't care nothing about what no man told me, married or not. I did what I wanted to do, and what you gonna do about it? It is what it is, right?
Right.
And I had to unlearn a lot of things. I'm gonna lose my woman card right now, that a lot of women taught me.
Yeah.
Because I came with the snapping of the neck. And
Mm-hmm.
my husband, first of all, 22 and a half years in the military. He talks with authority. Bro, who you talking to? Who you talking to? Like what? Not the kid.
Yeah.
Let me ask you that. So if you already came with that tone already, what made you submit?
You want to tell him?
I tell on my part. You know what? It's better if my wife tell you. But I'm gonna tell you what. There are some things that I am just not having.
Come on now.
You keep the crazy over there because I got enough crazy in this house.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
The crazy don't live here anymore.
And what happened is that my husband got a big old baggie. And he started putting my stuff inside the baggie.
No, man. You gotta go. You gotta
Because
go. Mm.
we were having an argument, and one thing about this sister here, she throws knives and stuff. I throw a knife in a minute, right? And so, because I come from, we fight. That's what we do.
Right.
I'm
Okay.
not getting beat up. We fighting. That's what we do, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
he pissed me off, and I threw the dish towel. And he said, because the first thing would be a dish towel, next thing would be a knife.
Yeah.
So he went and he got his baggie, and he put all my toiletries inside the baggie.
I love that. I love that.
Got another baggie, put some more stuff in the baggie, and put it in the car and said, "Let's go." Where you going? Where I'm going? I'm dropping you off to your cousin's house because crazy don't live here. Okay. And y'all, he dropped me off and did not talk to me for 3 days.
Wow.
3 days.
Really? Okay.
And so I finally called him and I said, "You wasn't going to talk to me?" He said, "I love you. But what I ain't doing is that."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll tell you how the panties drop. Because now,
Come on now. Come on now. Come on now.
Okay. All
Keep it real. That's what we
I
do.
met my match, huh?
We keep it real.
I got
Keep
a
it real.
man that's checking me. Who gonna check me, boo? Oh, you just check. Oh, you checked me.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
I love it.
That's right.
But that was nobody but God.
That was-
Because
Yeah.
God, you can't check me.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
Mhm.
I love that. But okay, so this is my question. So people who are listening, and we got a few comments. Joyce Davis says, watching the replay, I love the Roberts. They are an amazing couple, and we are glad to call them our friends.
No doubt.
They are amazing. Aaron Janelle Dickey said, my grandmothers ran the household while my grandfathers were the leaders. This is so true. I like their explanation too. And earlier, Evelyn Whitney says, glad that the pastors have this ministry. There are misconceptions about sex that make it dirty only to women. Truly, it was designed by God, and nothing God designs is dirty. So got some good comments. And so forth. Teresa said, love it. I love it, guys, and so forth. So my question to you all, this was the beginning stages of your relationship, right?
Mhm.
And so for women who say, oh, I couldn't take that, I wouldn't do this, that, and the other. You knew that he was from God, right? You knew that this third time that this was your husband from God, right?
No.
No. Okay. So
that at the beginning until he did that.
Well,
Let
let
me
me rephrase.
So this is where I want to. This is the question. How did you know from both ends that y'all were committed to each other and meant for each other after all of that?
Okay. First of all, you gotta to get with somebody. See, this is the thing. We did a process.
Yeah.
Before we were together, we talked. We had intimacy.
Yeah.
Without seeing each other. You know, and now I'm talking about, we talked about everything.
We did.
And I mean, from our past relationships, one thing that really kind of changed me and my way of thinking, my wife said, okay, tell me about the relationships that you had and how did they fail? But I don't want you to tell me what that person did, even if they were the cause of it.
What
I want
did you
you
do
to tell
when you
me
did it?
of your participation and how you could have made a difference and how you could have changed things. So that changed my perception of thinking about those people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I said, wow, even though you did this, I didn't have to do that. You know, but I didn't tell her this, they did this. I just said, when you make a list and you just say, well, I did this, I did this, I did this. And as you write your list, you'd be like, ooh, I wasn't a good person. You know, so I'm not going to do those things because you know what? It's trial and error.
Yeah.
Those things didn't work. And none of those relationships, me doing these things did not work. So I got to do something different.
Right.
I have to do something different, unless I just plan to be by myself.
Yeah.
You know.
And for me, I'm about to age myself.
Uh-oh. You 12
I
years
like
old.
a roughneck, carcanized dragon. How I go carcanized sagging.
You know them
Timbo's
New
dragging.
Yorkers.
You want a rough neck.
Timberlands. Oh no! Oh, this is
You
a
want
good
a rough
story.
neck.
You better strap in for
I need
this.
a rough neck, right?
This is a good. You know, like they say, a round the way girl. She
Yes.
wanted a round
I'm
the
a
way
straight
guy.
New York girl, right? So God, I like them young and Timbos and sagging. So what you send me this old man 5 years older than me, so with
Oh, wow.
what? With dress shoes on and alligator shoes and a suit and what we doing, God? What's this? No.
Yeah.
Look, I had a lid. You know what I mean? My fellas know what a lid is. You know, and she said, and I came, she said, you ain't got no
ain't
Timbs?
got no Timbs?
I said, no, I got these gators on though.
Yeah, you crazy.
I said, do these gators count? I got the gators on. And she said, what are those?
But his answer was wonderful. He said, you like them thugged out and with them Timbs, right?
Right.
2.5 years in the military, you can't get more thugged out than me.
I hear that.
I'm a part of the biggest gang in the United States.
Oh,
And my boots is military boots. And they can go anywhere that Tim's can't go. So how about that?
Oh,
Okay.
Got him.
oh.
Panty drop again. Okay. Now I gotta go to God. God, you gave me this man. What am I supposed to do with him? But the truth is, I had to ask myself, Antoinette, where were you when that type of man was attracted to you? What were you giving off?
Yeah.
Who were you? What's happening?
Yeah.
And so when I had to really do some work on myself, the Antoinette that I was, the Tony that I was back then,
yeah,
could never deal with this.
They considered me a simp.
Yeah, you was a simp all the way. Yes,
Okay.
simp. Back you know what I'm saying? But
right.
because of who God is, and because I had to do the work,
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I had to do some inner work. I had to learn how to appreciate the man that he is. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. My husband came to me one day. He wasn't my husband then, and he said, "Babe, come in the room." And he started telling me about his money. I get this every month. I got this every month, and put money in my hand. All the years I've been out here dealing with men, I never had a man put money in my hand.
Yeah,
they bought me things, but actually put money in my hand. No.
Yeah.
Here I go.
Dropped again.
Negro. I ain't say Negro though. Who you trying to do? I got my own money. I got that. Like I was like going crazy. And he was looking at me like,
what is you talking
what
about?
you talking about? So I go and tell my cousin, I said, he tried to tell me. She said, well, could it be he's considering marriage? Oh, wait, what?
Line off at the mall before you even know.
now you got to remember this. We've talked for a whole year.
Yeah.
So I had expectations. I can only speak for me. I don't know about her.
Yeah.
But I had certain expectations from this woman. You know, and so the intimacy and not the sex brought us close. And on my end, I can't speak for her, but I know she was feeling it. But it brought us closer than what anybody could feel just meeting them in the club or something like that, and then kicking off a relationship. So I felt like this. Remember, we talked about everything.
Right.
Well, finances was something we didn't really dig into.
Okay.
And look, I didn't want you coming into a relationship thinking that one thing about our finances and then finding out, oh, he in debt, he got this, he got that, he got child support. I'm telling you, I don't have none of that. I don't have no debt. This is what I have. I'm showing you pay stubs from the, I get it from the military every month. I'm showing you this is what I get here, baby. I know you don't have no cash on you here. I don't want my baby, my girl, walking around here broke because see, no man give you what I can give you.
No man
give you better than I can.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? And if you're walking around broke and some man talking about, let me take you to dinner, you more than susceptible to go and go to dinner because you hungry and ain't got no money to buy your own food. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm like this. And to this day, when she walk out the house, I say, "You got some pocketbook money?"
Oh.
She said, "Baby, I got your credit cards. I ain't worried about that. I got the black card. I ain't worried about the pocketbook."
And you know what I love about us and our business is that intimacy is something that starts with you first.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and then it starts with God.
Yeah.
And then it goes over to your relationships, right?
Yeah.
And we had to learn that
Mhm.
because a lot of us think that intimacy and sex is the same. But
Right.
sex is the cherry on top.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Just something
Yeah.
because
extra.
the truth is, who wants to have sex with somebody that they don't have no intimate moments with? We have done it. Yes, we have,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
You know,
Right.
hit it, quit it, get out, do what you got to do. I'll call you when, you know,
Yeah.
whatever. We've been there. Let's not act like we, well, let me, okay.
Wipe off on
You
the
know?
sheets and go.
You know,
Yeah, you know what I
I'm
mean?
saying?
We keep it real. We've been there. I know I've been there. Yeah.
I've
We've
been there.
Yeah.
You know, but and so and guess what? That's what I was used to. That's what I came into this relationship with. You know, and so to learn how to be intimate, to learn how to have a safe space.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that safety was a thing.
Amen.
I've never been safe
Yeah.
with a man ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah.
So to
Right.
be able to be safe with my husband and him be safe with me,
Yeah.
that I'm able to have a communication with him. And he's able to be vulnerable and don't worry about his business out in the street. Don't worry about me having an argument and I'm throwing his dirt up in his face and we doing that vice versa. Not worried about like I'm looking at his craziness and allowing him to stay crazy. You know, I had to tell my husband, when you see me doing some crazy stuff, don't let me stay in that mess.
Yeah.
Right.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
this is this and that, and that's not a good look because it's not about you, it's a us thing.
That's right.
You should be able
Hold
to check
that
your
thought.
children.
Hold that thought. We got to take a quick commercial break. Hold that thought.
Melanie Prince, owner of Prince Property Solutions, LLC. Please call 646-260-9148. Erica Smith, certified sexual health consultant and intimacy coach for pure romance. Please visit www.prbylady.com. Terrence Martin, owner of Martin Custom Trailers and Repair. Call 404-781-8437. Arlene B. Corley, inspirational speaker and host of the Path podcast. Visit www.arlenebolden.com.
And if you all want a business shout out, make sure you connect with us at YGM 7671 or go to the Mailroom's IG page, the Mailroom 7671 for your business. TMR, home of the $10 business shout outs. So we are live, y'all, here on the Mailroom's podcast with the Roberts, and we are chatting it up. Listen, we are having this real adult conversation.
Yeah.
I love it. They love it. Like, everybody knows that we have to keep it 100. We ain't on here sugarcoat nothing. And we have today Pastor Lamont and Antoinette Roberts of Sexy and Sensual. And they are talking about their journey through intimacy and relationships. And one thing I can respect of you all, you're keeping it 100 because you said you're telling us how it all started. Because, you know, Instagram have these relationships now. You know, the world has these relationships all sugar coated with the cherry on top, you know, and nobody wants to talk about the real deal of marriages and about the intimacy part and so forth. So we are having this culture conversation, and I'm loving it. Y'all got me over here cracking up. I'm gonna have to go get me. I'm sipping on my ginger ale. First of all, I'm gonna have to go get me a refill. You know, I'm gonna tell Chef to go get me a refill because y'all got me over here cracking.
I want to definitely piggyback up on what she's saying. This is I think that I like y'all because I see order because you have God and you keep and you know you put God first. I see order, you know, in your marriage, which is I believe absolutely necessary, you know, for it to thrive and function. And I think the issue is because there's no order, you know what I mean, people just feel like they do what they want to do and think and expect it to work just for the sake of, you know, thinking that this is what they're supposed to do, but because you keep order, and I like that. I like that. Yeah. One question I do want to ask though is that can you be intimate without submission? And when I say submission, I mean, is it possible to not submit to your partner and be intimate?
Well, personally, I don't think you can.
No.
Because see, now you got to take the definition of what submission is.
Yeah.
You know, and I gave that earlier. Submission is to have the power, but not yielding it when you know what I mean, but to withhold from yielding it. Yeah. Now, intimacy is being connected. Okay, first of all, enter means to be inside of something.
Right.
So intimacy, the root word is enter. So I have to be inside of her. It doesn't mean in her mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It means to be in her mind,
in the soul. Right.
Her heart. You know what I mean? To not only for her to have emotions, but for me to give her emotions.
Yeah.
You say, how do you give a person emotions? Well, I'm gonna give you one secret. Try this. When your spouse is at work and they're just having a day or whatever, show up with some lunch and some flowers. Or guess what? Surprise him with some cologne.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Sit around in your sexy lingerie, you know, and restrain from having sex. You know, it's like, oh wow, can I get deep?
Get deep. We grown.
Well, you know what I mean? Y'all know I'm transparent. So anybody who knows Pastor Lamont knows they'd already know all my business. Okay. So like we said, I was on dialysis for almost 18 years. So it messed with me sexually, you know what I mean? What ED and stuff like that there, you know what I mean? It messed with me. So my wife, she said, it's in your mind. So she said, I'm gonna prove it. She set out to prove that was all in my mind. And some of it was, you know, but we did along the way have to have some encouragements, you know. And so that's how she got into the selling the toys and whatnot. But it's the safety factor with each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can feel safe to say, babe, I need this in the bedroom. I need that in the bedroom. You know, I mean, for us, and I'm gonna tell something about business. I might get pinched under the table, but for us, see, sex don't just start at 9, 10 o'clock at night when
no doubt.
You know, on a Friday or Saturday afternoon. Well, brother, let's say this on a Saturday evening because the day is Saturday. See, sex with us started last week on Monday. You know, we've been teasing and playing and saying little slick stuff and putting notes on the pillow and smacking butts and walking around in lingerie and silk underwear and you know, doing little things, you know what I mean? Intimacy things.
And feeding him aphrodisiac food.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Coming in saying, "Oh, babe, let me wash your back," and then you washing everything, and I'm saying, "Ooh," and she's like, "Okay, it's time to rinse off." You know what I mean? Because we do this thing, and this is just the Roberts. We take sex and not only sex, but we take orgasm off the table.
Amen.
See, even when we start having sex.
Yeah.
When we start having, look at you, come close because it's gonna get good.
You know, I'm like,
even when we start having sex, we, you know, most people want to have sex to get that climax.
Yeah,
I want to have sex for pleasure. Pleasure will bring the climax.
Definitely.
And not only the climax, but multiple climax.
That's right.
Yes.
If you take the orgasm off the table, you will be able to get in the moment.
Yes.
So I think a lot of us have if we're really honest, we have a hard time getting in the moment because our intimacy is not there.
That's right.
You know, you had asked a question about the submission. In order for me to submit to him in the beginning, I had to tear down my walls. Right. And that took a safety issue. I had to be safe because guess what? I wasn't always safe. You know, and I wasn't always, and the truth is, accountability, I wasn't always safe to be with.
So
I
like that.
You know, and so I had to learn how to pull into the tender part of who I am, the core of, you know, and tap into the brawn of who he is. You know, because I think a lot of times women, we have that I'm an independent woman. You know what I'm saying? And he's really looking for the softness. But we won't give the softness because we have so much life be lifing for real, right? So, you know, so the softness of who you are is hidden behind all those hard walls. And don't dare touch my wall. You kidding me? So I had to learn how to allow him to present himself as the man that he is. And when my husband walks around here sometimes, and every now and then he gets crazy, you know, the PTSD start kicking in. And I think that he wants to see if I still like to fight, right?
So you get his bag ready for you.
So he start acting crazy. And I say, you're not acting very kingly right now. You acting like a peasant. You treating your king really bad.
And because of our intimacy, now get this, because of our intimacy, just her saying that brings me to a different place. Because I can't treat somebody, I can't tell you with this tongue, I love you 1 minute and then curse you with it the next time.
That's right.
So I got to always show you love. And when you tell me I'm not acting kingly, I am of royalty. And you're not a subject. You are my royal queenhood.
Exactly.
You know.
And my husband had to remind me too, when I'm acting crazy, remember you love me.
Remember you love me. Before you say anything, remember you love me.
Because let me tell you something, again, doing the work, ladies. This tongue. This tongue, I used to be a Muslim for many, many years. Brother Farrakhan, I say this to everybody that I meet, said something to the women. He said, when you chop up your man with your mouth, the only thing left to do is to eat him. And so I have to remember that. I don't want my mouth to give my husband paper cuts. You ever had a paper cut?
Right?
And sometimes we could say something to someone, and it's like giving them paper cuts all over their body. Remember, think about paper cuts all over their body. We have to be so careful of how we treat one another, but that comes with submission,
right?
Because you want to really give them a piece of your mind, right? You really want to say that thing because you're really in your feelings. You really want to pop them upside their head. What the heck you talking about? Like you want, you know. But the submission comes in this. I love him. I love her. I don't want to do something that I can't take back later. I value this marriage. I value who you are. I value myself. I value the God in this relationship. So we got to figure out how to do things differently. It's work. One of the things that helped me in Lamont is the love languages.
Can you tell them how that came apart?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
We had a little spiff. And I'm laying in the bed watching TV, chewing the inside of my mouth because when I get upset, I chew the inside of my mouth.
Mouth full of blood. Is that crazy?
Mouth full of blood. And my wife came in and she first she said, what is you watching or something?
Yeah.
And she said it in a tone that was kind of sweet, but kind of sassy.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, you all in my business. Being kind of sweet and kind of sassy back.
Uh-huh.
She took me like a child. She said, grab my cheeks. She said, you are my business.
I hear that.
And any business of yours is business of mine. Remember I said you got to have those tender moments of saying, yes, dear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I took it one step further. I said, okay.
Yeah, y'all too made for each other. Y'all crazy. Y'all definitely, y'all are it.
I said, okay. And she walked out. And when she walked out, she was,
yeah, I gave a little, I watched this.
Look at this. And I'm looking. Now I'm ignoring the football game now. I'm looking. And she came back in with a paper.
Yeah.
And she said, here. And she tossed the paper at me. She said, answer these questions. I said, what, you giving me homework? And she said, that's right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't believe she's trying to get me to answer. So I'm trying to watch football. But I glanced at it and it said love languages.
Yeah.
But that intrigued me.
Yeah.
So I put the football game on silent, and I start reading it. And it's asking me all these questions about the love languages. So I said, babe. She said, what? I said, bring me a pen or a pencil. So now I'm going to answer them.
Let me answer these. Yeah.
And it really saved our relationship because the love language is something that I think is a tool that every couple need.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his love language is physical touch and quality time.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is word of affirmation. What was happening is that I would be here in the living room and he would be in the bedroom and I'll be in the living room for hours doing what I'm doing, not knowing that quality time and physical touch was his love language.
Yeah.
I'll be happy in my safe space.
Yeah.
So now, and then my love language is words of affirmation. So now he's mad or brewed up because I haven't talked to him for 2 seconds. I ain't going there 13 hours. I'm in here doing what I'm doing. He ain't seen me, even though we in the same house. I'm walking by him. He want to spend some time with me. I'm on my phone like, I'm saying, what I do, And so he goes, well, you might as well marry the phone. And now we have an argument because now it's words of affirmation, right?
Yeah.
So we had to do the love languages because we were having those tiffs all the time. That was a big argument. Mm-hmm. You don't want to be with me? Well, you might as well just leave. It's not that I want to be with you, dude. I'm doing what I'm doing. So I had to learn God, because I'm not a huggy person. I'm not a time person. I'm not a, that kind of person. So I had to be intentional about going in there to my husband, putting my electronics down, talking to him, kissing him, making sure he's good. When we watching a TV show, I'm still not good at that, y'all. I fall asleep all the time. But letting it know that I'm valuing this time. I have to be intentional about that because I get caught up in what I'm doing, even running a business. That I'm coming the whole bed with my laptop and everything. He's like, nope, put that down. And now I have an attitude, and then he comes and then he'll say something so sweet, like, I've been thinking about you all day. I just want to spend some time with you. Words of affirmation.
Now, let me tell you this. See, you got to know, when you know the love languages, it's an advantage and a disadvantage.
Yeah.
Because now, when she frustrates me with something, I'll say something crazy that don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
I say, oh, that's how we doing. Well, when the moon sets and the sun rises in the 7th atmosphere, joy will come in the morning. And she'll be like, what you talking about?
This is why I think it's important that this is why you have to every morning or every day choose your relationship, choose marriage. It's not something you just end. You know what I mean? You have to literally get up and say, I'm a husband and I have to be. I'm a wife and I have to be. You know what I'm saying? There's some needs that I have to tend to. There's some things that I have to do because I'm in this marriage. You have to literally choose that every single day.
That's right. That's right.
And so just recently, my husband has had a lot of physical challenges. If you know the Roberts, 5 months. Car accident.
Oh wow.
Broken ribs.
What?
While he's healing with the broken ribs, he buys a pair of the VA gives him some shoes. He gets a callus. 2 weeks later, he's in the OR getting an amputation on his toes.
Oh no.
Because it became infected. After that, he's in the house talking about he got heartburn, 2 heart attacks. Ends up having to have stents in his heart. 5 months, y'all. 5 months.
Wow. And that's why I said that I love y'all so much, because even today, I asked you, I said, are you sure that y'all, you're able to come on today? Because I know everything's been happening. You were like, oh no, honey, we'll go if it's good. And I love that about you all, because you're dedicated not only to your marriage, but to your business and to the whole, into relationships. And so from the bottom of my heart, I thank y'all so much, because I have watched your journey and your story, and it has been amazing, and has given, I told you before, it has inspired me to keep going as a wife, because when you have things that come in your relationship, it can bring a lot of heartache and turmoil on your relationship. And sometimes you're like, okay, and as a business and your marriage, it becomes a lot. So I just really thank y'all so much for showing the world that, listen, this is still my boo. We still grinding. We still doing this, that, and the other. So when I tell y'all are so phenomenal, like, oh my gosh, y'all are phenomenal. I just love y'all. So
do you think if it wasn't for that year, and TaShon, you probably could attest to this as well. Do you think if it wasn't for that year, would y'all be here today?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Probably not. So, see, let me tell you something. My wife says to me all the time. She says, "You make time for that is important to you."
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And
all men need to hear that.
And so, if your marriage or your relationship is important to you, you'll make time for it.
Yep.
You make time for your job.
Right.
No matter how you feeling, you can feel a little under the weather. You just be like, I still gotta go in. I can't afford to call out. I can't afford to. I don't have no sick days, and so you go and push through.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with your relationship. Every day ain't gonna be filled with sunshine and butterflies.
Exactly.
Right.
There's gonna be some rain.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some thunder. There's gonna be some lightning. And guess what? There's going to be some storms. Not only storms, but hurricanes and earthquakes and stuff. But guess what? When it passes, like all weather conditions do, you have to still be standing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And maybe you allow me to share too. I'm not going to sit here and say that it was easy and I did it with a smile. I did not.
Yeah.
I was pissed the hell off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had the conversation with God. First of all, I ain't signed up for this. What you saying? He's sick. What the heck? Like, what? And then I had to tell my husband, I went from a pampered wife to Farmer Joe's wife. I went from getting my nails done and my hair done and everything to lifting wheelchairs, pushing furniture, bringing in bags from the house because I didn't have to do all of that. Making appointments, learning how to drive myself because I didn't drive myself anywhere. Bought a car. I'm all on these Atlanta streets now. When I tell you that I wasn't happy, I wasn't happy about none of that. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? I had to check myself.
Right.
And God had to check me too. And in the midst of that, I had to do the mission and vision again for our marriage.
Right.
I had to go back because see, when you go on a job, they tell you what their mission and vision is.
Right.
Now you might not remember it because a lot of time they tell the higher ups what it is, and the people that work in there will forget.
Right.
But your marriage needs to have a mission and vision as well.
That's right.
And I think a lot of us miss that part. And so when the craziness happened, God had to say, you got a mission. There's an anointing on this marriage. And on your life, individually and together. And if you do not recognize what that is, you are going to abort the mission, and the vision shall not come to pass.
That's right.
So get yourself together.
Yeah. I love it.
You know what?
Dropped it.
I gotta tell y'all something. Like my wife said, she was pampered. And so the first day that they let me come home for an overnight visit, I was still in the wheelchair because I was non-weight bearing on my foot.
Yeah.
And so I was in the wheelchair, and my wife, the wheelchair is in the back of the car, and my wife, we pull up in front of our house, and we're sitting there, and I'm looking at my wife looking at me, and we're just sitting there in the car. And I said, babe,
we'll get the wheelchair out.
I said, no, I said, babe, I said, what's up? You're not gonna get out? And she said, oh, you know what? I forgot. I was waiting for you to come open up my door. I mean, let me tell you something. And like I told you before, there's no man can treat you better than I can.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Can do better for you.
Yeah.
I don't care how rich he is, how wealthy he is. There's no man that can be as intimate with you as I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then I'm sitting in the hospital, and in the hospital, you taking the whole bath. You ain't taking no showers. You trying to do what you do. And my husband said, go home. You look like Cleo for set it off. You look like you like girls. Go home.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Get some sleep. Do something with your hair. Do something because I don't know who this is. And ain't nothing sexy about you. Like, go home.
Yeah.
So I got an attitude, but guess what? Again, going back to you. Out of all the craziness, I also been the ride or die.
Yeah.
Where I put myself on the back burner. And I had to, my husband had to remind me, take care of you.
Right.
And I got an attitude that he was telling me to take care of me.
Right.
Like, how you gonna put me out the hospital? Don't you know that I'm the only one here? That. You know what I'm saying? Well,
that nigga get the rolling.
About you, go.
See, that was that New Yorker coming back out. What?
Exactly.
New York.
You've been here 3 days straight. They starting to call you Sane Style because you got the same clothes on. It's time to go home.
It's time.
Get yourself together.
It's time.
Oh, guys, let me. I want to go back to you spoke on Miss Antoinette about being safe. I too, and using myself with my wife, and we were going to go on a vacation. I've never been on a vacation in my entire life. So she was the first person that I've been on a vacation with. And, God hit me with, you can't go without telling her everything about yourself. And, my thing is, I don't want to do all that because I don't think she's gonna like me. And so when you say you had to be safe in order, to have this relationship work. And y'all talking about past relationships and not what that person did to you, but what you did or didn't do. Does that show like what am I trying to say? Does that allow you to show your partner how to love you and and not mistreat you and grant that safe space for you?
Yeah.
If you understand where I'm coming from.
Yeah. When I talk about safety, again, it started with me, right? I had to ask myself, and I had to recognize one, what did that even mean? What did that look like?
Yeah.
Because I was the ride or die, right? I told you that, right? And so my other marriage, my second marriage, he's doing 25 to life in prison.
Wow.
Okay.
I was a prison wife, and I dedicated myself, and I'll punch you in your face. You talked about my husband. Like, what? You crazy? Don't talk about my man, right? And so, but I ended up doing things, bringing contraband, doing all kind of things, to the point that I didn't recognize who I was.
Yeah.
And the more I did, the more he wanted.
Okay.
And to the reality came that, girl, you about to put your whole freedom at risk for love, for the ride or die. And so when I played the tape back of all the things I've been through, I've never really been safe. My husband checks me when I'm doing crazy stuff.
Yeah.
That's going to compromise who I am and who we are.
Right.
You know, but I had to tell him, first of all, the stories of what I've been through, that shame and guilt had to go away because who wants to tell those stories, right? But shame and guilt, I don't walk in that anymore. I don't care. I did it and what? You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I own it. And that was a safety issue for me too, to be able to tell him this is who I was. To be able to tell him that I slutted myself out. And I liked it. You know what I'm saying? To be able to tell him that I used to steal and I liked it. You know what I'm saying? To tell him all the bad things about, because guess what? We show up on our representative, right? But the safety space is, once I tell him this, I tell him who I am now. I'm growing. I love me. I did the work. You can't handle me that way. So when you start handling me certain way, I feel some type of way. So I have to tell my husband, we in that space now. So when I tell him, he understands I violated, I apologize, whatever. You know, the first time my husband felt, we had the conversation about safety, he was mad at me about something. And he's in the car and he's doing like 110 on 75.
See.
And I'm looking. I'm
chewing my mouth, chewing the inside of my jaw.
And I don't even know what I did.
Blood is dripping down.
Think about it. I don't even know what happened. I tell you, he had the moments, right? So I'm looking. I know not to say nothing, but I say, play fool if you want to. That's what I say. And then I be quiet. When we get into the house, I go into another bedroom, I slam the door, and I just bust out in tears. He comes out and he comes in the room. What's wrong with you? And I'm like, first of all, I love me and I love my life. You put my life in jeopardy. I did not feel safe, and you're crazy as hell, and that's not going to happen again. Like, what's wrong with you? When I tell you, his temperament changed from to, oh my God. I violated your safety.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it began to even change me because it mattered. Another time, I got my stuff. Me and him having an argument. I'm leaving. I'm going. You know, that's what I do, right? You know. and he grabs my hand. He says, "I don't want you to go, but if you want to go, you can. But I want you to stay."
It takes a different type of man to understand that. It takes a leader.
Nobody wants to stay. Go ahead.
Right.
Hold that thought. We gotta take a quick. Y'all gotta come back.
This is good. This is good.
Gotta come back for part 2, 3, 4. Hold on.
Yeah.
Chelsea Speaks, owner of Women Are Dope. Visit www.womenaredope.com. Latressa A. Crawford, executive life coach and speaker. Visit her IG at _real_Latressa. Trinette L. Collier Green, owner of TLC Coaching, certified relationship coach. Visit her at www.IamTrinetteLCollier.com. Dr. Tyra Gardner, the Wellness Center of Mindfulness. Email hello@wellnesscenterofmindfulness.com.
Woo, y'all, we are here with the Roberts. I am loving it. Oh my goodness. Okay.
I definitely got a question though. I got a question, right? So just like you, sir, I pride myself on making whoever I'm with safe. You know what I mean? I have my pops and I've seen them, you know, take pride in that as well. And any women I've ever been with, it was always the same. They take the same thing away. I've always felt safe with Johnny in any ways. But in that safety and making them safe, it also brought about issues and traumas that they suppressed, right? In some situations. And this question is for both of y'all, and because both of y'all had to be safe, you know, to be that vulnerable. Has that happened to you in this case, and how did you deal with that?
Okay, well, I can answer that. Yeah, that's easy for me, and I'm sure that Mr. Takeout or Takeover can kind of relate to this. I had to feel very safe to tell my then girlfriend, future wife, now wife, that going into this relationship, see, this is during our year of conversation, going into this relationship, it doesn't work on command all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and that may be a disappointment for you.
Yeah.
So, you know, do you think or do you feel you could deal with that? You know, and by not being in denial of who I was and what I am, you know, it made it easier when she made me feel safe to tell her that. Now, of course, that left the ball in her court. You know, if she couldn't handle it and she said no, well, we could just be friends, okay. But don't you think that's something that she should have known?
No doubt.
Right.
Before we got
no doubt
married or anything like that there, you know. So she knew coming into the relationship, she had some work to do sometimes. You know, it wasn't just, you know, bend over and give it to me. No, sometimes you had to help him along. You know what I mean? And I used to tell her, you know what, its name was Russell the Love Muscle, but sometimes the love muscle go on vacation.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
Russell the Love.
Russell gone, baby. We hear you, sir. We hear you, sir.
Listen, before we
that's real.
Before we end up running out of time, because again, I'm gonna have to bring you back on. We just cannot leave. But is this where? How did Sexy Sensual come into play after all of this, and what is the purpose of you all having that business?
So how Sexy Sensual comes into play is one of the things that God has revealed to me is that a lot of counselors and coaches and people that do relationships teach that communication is everything, right? But he said to me, no, it's connection. Nobody wants to talk to someone who they're not connected with. It goes now. So what Sexy Sensual is that we emphasize on connection. And so we have different services that keep couples connected. You know, we do seminars, we do coaching.
Got the wife school.
We have the wife school that I'm relaunching.
Oh,
okay, that's dope.
We have the intimate room experiences where you can hire us and we come into your area and we do. TaShon, I don't know if you've seen some of the videos that's on my page. But we come and we set up your atmosphere for romance. We set up your date nights to take the weight off of you. We have those, and then we added the couples trips, and that's where the Roberts came in. You know, we added couples group trips to our business. You know, and basically what our business is really, our niche and our target audience is the Christian couple. Because when I came into the church after being in Islam, I noticed that the women were there where there was no men. And then I realized too that the women are married with your husband. You know, but the problem is that a lot of times, one, the pastor is the man of their house.
You better come on. Come on.
When they go home, they talk about
stepping on toes there, girl.
And the husband don't have no voice in his house.
Right.
You know? And two, because of issues like ED, because of issues like cancers, because of things that we do have going on physically, we don't talk about it. We don't want to even talk about having a sex toy. God forbid, Jesus, please. We don't want to talk about doing a different position. Oral sex, what you talk about? We don't want to talk about, you know, doing anything different, but yet we doing it. That's the key.
That's the key.
They're doing it with somebody else.
Right.
Yeah.
They're going to get it with somebody else. And so now you have all these wives in here in the church. They frustrated, they mad because of what's going on in their home, you know. And I had to really sit down across from somebody. I had that conversation because someone said to me, well, how you gonna sell sex toys? I said, well, how you gonna tell a woman who just had her breast removed or her ovaries removed, had a hysterectomy, that she don't have the right to satisfy her husband? And she's going to hell if she decides to do that. Because guess what? You can use a cucumber, you can use a shower head, you can use whatever.
Them cucumbers are pretty nice. Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Remember earlier I said we were talking about submission and I said relinquishing power.
Yeah.
There is nothing like a woman handing you a sex toy to satisfy them with.
Yeah.
That is I'm sorry, baby. That is her relinquishing her power.
Yeah.
And submitting unto you. I mean, whatever. If you end up being tied up, if you're tied up or handcuffed to the bed, yeah, a lot
we ain't doing that, Pastor. We ain't doing that, Pastor. I ain't doing no tied up.
I'm just saying.
I ain't
Good, let it go.
You know what? I don't yuck somebody's yum.
That's right.
You know what I mean? If you like it, it's all right with me.
I said
doing some things and they're really interested in some things. They're doing something and they're doing it anyway, but they're doing it with someone else.
Secret.
So when you deal with Save Sexy Sensual, one thing I had to do, we are partakers of our own stuff. First of all, let me just say
Come on.
and so I had to teach my husband, right? This is what it does. Do it. This is the reaction. You like it? Good. Let's do it again.
No doubt.
This is the safe word.
Exactly. This is the safe word. You know what I'm saying? So when you deal with us, we empower couples.
Yeah.
Because that's another thing. Sometimes people think toys are for replacement. We don't replace anybody. We enhance.
That's right.
Yeah.
What's already there. And it might not even, if toys not your thing, okay, but guess what? You got saved Christian people that won't even wear lingerie.
Yeah.
They won't wear boy shorts.
They won't. I remember when I got remarried, my for the whole bridal shower, I didn't have an ordinary bridal shower. My sister and my tribe, they automatically knew what I needed. They were like, we're gonna do lingerie for you because you got to wear it this time. Because I wasn't into it like that. I loved, seeing it. But it was funny because my bride tribe, they knew exactly what I needed. They were like, listen. And even it was so funny because even my spiritual godmother, she was like, Trudy, she called me Trudy. She said, now you're gonna have to do some things for this man now. You're gonna get to it. You a Christian woman, but you're gonna get to it. And so I just appreciated that the Christian women in my tribe, they understood what you all were saying. Because again, as a Christian woman, we have been taught like you're not supposed to explore that part of your life, and that when you get with your husband, then you're sitting around twiddling your thumbs because you're like, okay, I know how to be a wife, but I don't know how to be a wife in that area. Exactly. So that's why you all are a very intricate part of what is needed for Christian wives and marriages, because you do have a lot of Christian marriages who are suffering in that area. Mm-hmm. We go to church, we're doing all of this work, but when we get home, we're miserable because we don't know how to satisfy each other. So I love the fact that you all are taking that leap and doing these things. Go take us into a day of the connection. You said connection that you all create. Take us, what does that look like when you all get with a couple?
Well, we did a Zoom. You was on the Zoom or what? The marriage bed is undefiled.
Yeah.
And so when people hear that, the first thing they think about is sex. Well, when we did the Zoom, I asked God, what defiles a man? What defiles mankind? The way you talk to one another, the way you treat one another, the way you represent one another. All of those things matter. Yeah. And so with Save Sexy Sensual, we talk about that. Why aren't you talking to your spouse? What's the block? What's the problem? Yeah. Are you sexually confident? If not, what's the problem? Because a lot of times it could be stuff that we're not talking about, our childhood traumas. I gained some weight and I don't think that my husband thinks I'm sexy. I am not a skinny woman, right?
Yeah, right.
And when I was out there, you couldn't tell me nothing. The boobs was out, the butt was out, all that. I got married and became Mother Teresa, right? And then my husband, and then I'm sucking in my gut. Granny panties pulled all the way up here. And he like, take them drawers off. I need to see naked skin. What? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? But he had to take me in an intimate moment in front of a mirror, kiss every part of my body, and tell me how beautiful I am.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's right.
Because he had to let me see how he sees me.
Yeah.
But that changed how I saw myself.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It helped me. And that's where, Johnny, when you was talking about the safety, sometimes we give that to somebody who does not deserve that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where the hurt comes in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes we give that to a lot, and we can play the tape back, and we have given a lot to people who just didn't deserve
Absolutely.
it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know? And so when somebody comes along, you have been through so much, you scared to even go there again. You know? But at the same time, too, both of them have to do the work. I remember Ayanla said something, and it just changed my whole life. She said, "What is it about you that allows people to dishonor you?"
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I had to sit there and think about that thing.
Yeah.
I allow people to dishonor me because I taught them how to dishonor me.
That's right.
Yep. And we go and blame it on everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So those kind of dudes that I used to like back when, they can't say nothing to me but hello.
Hello, and keep it moving.
Exactly.
Keep it
moving. Nothing.
Right. Nothing.
You know, so
it take a lot to replace me.
Exactly.
No doubt.
I know that's right.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know what? I'm like a luxury car, you know, and I'm talking about luxury. See, people, you don't see Lamborghinis being advertised on TV.
Right.
You don't see Rolls Royce or Bentleys being advertised on TV.
They advertise to those who buy them.
Because you know why? You got to walk into the showroom to get one of them.
That's
you
right.
You may see Lexus, you may see Tesla, you see BMW, you see Mercedes, Audis, Volvos. Those are low maintenance luxury car. I'm the high end luxury car.
No doubt.
That's what I'm talking about. See,
I'm not advertised.
Right.
So it's, you know, Johnny, when you come to that safety thing is just so important to me. I think it's important to people.
It should be important to everybody.
A lot of us, when we think about it, we're not safe in our relationships.
Right. Yes, not at all.
When I come to you and tell you, I don't like the way you did that. I'm feeling some type of way without you snapping and bugging the hell out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Can I tell you that, you know what? I'm considering a divorce because I'm not happy in this relationship, but I don't want to really divorce you. But this is what's happening. Can I come and we have a conversation about that?
Right.
See, we don't want to have those ugly conversations, right?
Yeah.
But it's the safety. And me and my husband have a safe space. Our bed.
Or the car.
I lay on one end, he lays on the other. We know we about to have the conversation, or the car.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
We in that car, we having a safe conversation. And let me tell you how God is. One time I devalued the safety in our car and I slammed that put my bang on that dashboard.
And everything went out.
Oh, for real?
A brand new car.
Brand new car.
On my camera.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh, my
Wow.
Everything went out.
That's how God works. That's how it works.
This is supposed to be a safe space, and you're endangering it.
Exactly. Get that thing so, and I was like, oh my God, safe space.
So let me ask you this as a couple. What do you say to those couples who feel like there's no hope or like the light is burned out, but you know that there's possibility and it just needs some retweaking if they don't want to go to counseling or therapy, you know, marriage coaching or whatnot? What do you say to those couples who just are the one partner does not want to explore counseling or therapy or marriage coaching, but
change the light bulb. What that means. Remember, I told y'all I had to make a list of what I did. And I found out that wasn't working for me. I had to change the light bulb. I had to do something else.
Yeah.
So first, what I would ask them is, do you value this marriage?
Yes. Do you want this marriage?
Do you even want it?
Yeah.
Because see, some of us are in relationships that we don't even value. We just going through the motions.
How about this?
I don't care if you leave or not.
Could it be you're in a relationship with a person that is just a right now person and not,
exactly.
And
or I'm in a relationship with you because I don't think I could get nothing else. Then you go.
I was just going to say that. I'm just settling right now. I don't feel like nobody else is going to take me, so I might as well just stay here.
I'm going to stay here.
Yeah, I'm going to stay here. Or you a good provider, and I got these 3 kids that don't belong to you, but guess what? They all wear Nikes and whatnot, and you got me and Gucci and stuff. So I'm gonna stay here regardless.
Exactly.
But I really don't. you know what?
And that's a hard conversation.
That's a hard
because I don't value the marriage doesn't mean I don't value you.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're a good person, but you're not for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's hard to say.
Yeah, I was gonna say that is a hard thing to say.
Yeah.
You know, that's hard to say. I don't, I really don't want to see you with nobody else because I know what you bring, but it's not really working for me. But I'm gonna be pissed off when I see you with somebody else and you're doing good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, why do we say that's hard to say though? Is that something
it hard to say?
Yes.
Is there something in us pretty much?
Yeah, something in us, because guess what? Y'all ready?
Yeah.
A lot of us is liars. We don't tell the truth.
Yeah.
My wife commented, honesty is an eye opener. It allows room for growth to happen.
Right.
And that was that thing. And at the beginning of the marriage that God said, hey, and I go back to what Pastor Lamont was saying, me, I had to tell her everything. This is my issue because she's a pharmacy tech, and she saw all my medication, all my 36 pills, and that was her first thing as I don't know about all this, but it's one thing I can say, and I add to you guys, where I found out in this marriage, it was something mental. It was a lot of mental because again, this is my first time that I'm able to walk around in the bedroom naked and be okay with myself. Or this is the most that I've seen myself where I didn't have to work hard to get an erection, just me seeing her. So I'm like, wow, I'm having this for the first time, and I've had multiple relationships with people, and I've never been turned on as much as I am turned on by just being in the presence of this woman.
That's the connection.
That's the connection.
That's the connection. This is what I don't understand, and this is why we
take honesty too.
Yes, we target a lot of Christian couples, but because why is it before you got married, and I'm speaking to women right now, and I'll get to the men because I'm equal opportunity. But why is it when you was unmarried, you were swinging from the chandeliers, letting men stand on a dresser, do a twist with a half gainer?
Come on now.
You better say it.
And now, you used to get on the fan and go around, and he had to
you're married now, you're honest. You can't do that.
But now you married me. And the bedroom is undefilable, and you're a Christian woman now, going to church, call yourself a Christian woman, and now I got to get the flannel nightgown with the granny panties. You got to have the lights turned out and under the covers, and you hoist that flannel nightgown up, and sometimes you don't even pull the granny panties off. You just I'm gonna tell you why. The question is that my spirituality is in conflict with my sensuality.
You better come on.
Yeah. Wow. We were doing all of what we was doing. We weren't touching into our spirituality.
Right.
Yeah.
But now that I'm saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, I got a conflict with my sensuality, and that's what same sexy sensual does. It helps you connect the sensuality and the spirituality together. Because guess what? God created sex.
That's right. He said, "Be fruitful and multiply."
Sex is worship.
Right. Yeah.
Sex is worship.
Sex is worship.
Let me say it again. Sex is worship.
Yeah.
That's why God is so adamant about us not having sex. It's not because he doesn't want you to do it. He doesn't want you to be with the wrong person.
Come on now.
There's repercussions by having sex with the wrong person.
Come on now.
How many of us got kids? We never say.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Heartbreaks.
That's right.
Soul ties. You with Johnny.
That's right.
About Billy. You know what I'm saying? You like all the things.
Why do you gotta be Johnny?
From having sex.
Old Johnny's ain't no good. That's crazy. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying. Not Johnny. What I'm saying, God is adamant about us who we sleep with, not because he doesn't want us to enjoy it. He knows that there's an issue because it's worship.
Yeah.
When you laid up in that bed and somebody says, whose is it? And you say it's yours and it ain't his, you got a covenant.
That's right.
Yes.
You got a contract.
Yeah.
So TaShon, you gotta get more spiritual to put them cuffs on.
Yeah.
We ain't doing
You gotta tap in. You gotta tap in.
No,
You gotta tap in.
No,
hey, you know the song "Shackles on My Feet."
That's right.
Now
That's right.
Get some fruit and chicken your dick.
I love Mary, but that we ain't doing no shackling.
Yo, she was talking about the cuffs, baby.
Yo, say
I mean, like, I can't move.
She gonna start panicking. She gonna start shaking.
Yeah, I mean, like, this is where the what?
Where the key?
Where the key? Yeah.
And so, TaShon,
I love it.
Question about couples who are in a space. First of all, they have to find out if they even value their relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And are you ready to do the work? And that may require talking to somebody else.
That's right.
God gives us counselors and coaches.
Wise counseling.
And the word says to seek counseling.
Wise counseling.
Get in the boat.
Yes, get in the boat.
Get in the boat. You know, and guess what? A lot of us don't want to talk to people because God forbid you find out my stuff. God forbid you start talking about who I was as a child, that I was a broken boy and a broken girl. And now I'm showing up as a grown woman and a grown man trying to have a relationship. You know, God forbid that you pull that scab off. I don't even want to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of times people don't want to do the work because that requires God showing you who you are first.
That's right.
And it's ugly. And it's nasty. But when he's so gracious that he will fill you with him, that you're able to show up in a relationship and have a marriage that you desire to have.
When can we have y'all back on? That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
And like you said, brother, take over. You feel that, see, when you're with somebody who you're intended to be with, it's not work. Remember that old saying? I'm sure everybody heard it. Let me make sure I get it right. When your job is what you love, it's not work.
Right.
You know, when you're with that person who you're supposed to be with, it's not work. Things that you thought was like, you know, I mean, I could watch my wife brush her teeth and I'd be getting excited.
I'm turned on. Yep.
You know what I mean? And she'll turn around, she'll be like, what?
Yep.
And I put that big grin on. Get out of here. You so nasty. I know what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? But that's just me. Everything turns me on about my wife because you know why? Not only do I love my wife, but I am in love with my wife. And I like my wife.
No doubt.
You know
Most important, you like her. That's what it is.
You asked what was the connection, coach? And what is this thing called connection? See, right now, my hand is around my wife. You know what I mean? I'm rubbing on her hip.
Yep.
Now, that ain't sexual to a lot of people, but it is sexual to me. Yeah. It's a connection.
Where'd she go?
She's frozen. She's back up.
Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
But it's a connection to with us. She knows by me just rubbing her hip that I'm feeling something.
No doubt.
Right.
So how does she respond? She puts her hand on my knee. I know she's receptacle.
No doubt.
To my connection.
Exactly.
Right.
And to our connection. So now we're connected.
Amen.
We ain't doing nothing explicit. We ain't doing nothing rude or I'm not compromising her. She's not compromising me. But it still shows connection. You know, it's that's
the part of intimacy.
That's the part of intimacy.
Right.
Holding hand. Last night we was laying in the bed trying to watch that new Tyler Perry movie,
which was really good.
And she fell asleep.
I did.
But guess what? She fell asleep holding my hand.
Yeah.
You know, do you know?
Level of intimacy.
I kissed my wife one time yesterday, only once, and you know where I kissed her at? On her hand. When she was holding my hand.
No doubt.
And that's like, I receive you.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
now my wife was sleeping butt naked next to me.
Yeah.
But yet I just held her hand.
Yeah.
Remember I said intimacy.
Yeah. It's not sex.
Started on Monday.
That's right.
With us. You know what I mean? And we're still going on to Saturday.
Amen.
That's what's up.
Now, when we get off this podcast, I don't
know what
Talk about all this stuff.
Set the alarms off, baby. Set the alarms.
So in other words, you telling me don't contact your wife. Don't be your wife.
I might
don't talk to her. She's gonna be busy.
I put on my Batman. I tell her I'm strong. I'm ready. I got my utility belt on.
Come here, baby. Come here, baby. We got
this. I like how you expressed that. Again, I think that's something that we love doing too when we're sitting up just watching TV at night and just being able to rub or hold and just touch without having that lead into sex, because that's, even though we are like jackrabbits sometimes, it doesn't mean that we have to have sex all the time.
Right.
No.
And I think that's what makes our relationship great too. And like you, and talking about the teeth brushing, the way that she's cooking, or just putting on her shoe, I'm like, it's, oh my God.
That's right.
Hold that thought. We got to hold that thought, LeBron. We got to take a quick commercial break.
Okay.
Shout out. Hold on.
Kimberly Lewis, owner of Chemistry Treats. Visit her IG at KIMISTRTY_treats. Toki Miller, 50 State Mortgage Loan Officer and owner of Lavish Living LLC. You can reach her at 504-564-4142. Janice Daniel, an esthetician and the owner of The Plush Lab. Visit www.theplushlab.com. Dr. Gina Crawford, owner of The Power Experience Ministry Consulting. Visit www.iscministries633.com.
Listen, we are back live on the mail room, and if you have not been tuned in, shame on you, because y'all are missing out on this culture conversation with the Roberts. Listen, the enemy didn't want me to keep hearing, but the enemy didn't know. I already had it on the other side, so I got to hear what y'all was saying, because this is like when I tell you this conversation is it's so needed, especially among women, Christian women, and couples, period. But just in the times that we're in, because relationships are taking a hit, marriages are taking a hit, and people don't want to get married, or they don't want to stay married and so forth, or, just for whatever the reasons, but people are giving up. And just to hear you all talk candidly about your journey in your relationship and about what the business you have, I just have to applaud you all, because again, you're standing, as they say, on business. Marriage is your business. Building that connection is your business. And so before we start wrapping up, again, I need to ask, will y'all come back? Will y'all come back?
Whenever y'all invite us.
Whenever you invite us.
No doubt.
We got you. We got to have you come back. But before we start wrapping up, tell us what is to come of Save, Sexy, and Sensual. What do you all have coming up? What can we do to become clients of yours, for those who are like, okay, oh, this is who I like. Wow, this is them.
Well, my vision for Save, Sexy, Sensual at this point is, one, I wanted to connect with coaches and marriage counselors, because we have some of the tools that we use would help them help their couples that they are counseling. So just to be in collaboration with that. The second thing is our intimate room experience. I see it on a resort, when we talk to Coach Ree about that. You come into a hotel. We want to be in collaboration with a hotel that offers their services to them. And we're also available for counseling and seminars and marriage retreats. Our website is savesexysensual.com.
Okay.
Write that down.
Yeah, and so if it's when you come on there, it's a form. You fill out the form, and I'll get it, and then we'll collaborate like that. We need to train some romance concierge because we do the work ourselves, and so we have to train some people to do the work because it's a lot.
Yeah,
we're expanding, and
we're expanding, and now we're doing these couples trips, and we have children with Roberts. And the thing about Children with the Roberts is that we host. We're not sending you by yourself. We host the group trips.
Okay.
And so we're going to be training some people to host, the trips and things like that.
Yes.
So we have some, trips on the books and things like that. So I just believe in God that He gave it to us.
Yeah.
We're blessing the kingdom,
Yeah.
And when we go on from this earth, Save Sexy Sensual will be a household name. I believe in God for that.
Listen, I'm believing for it with you. And you have me as a support, whatever, as a certified relationship coach. I'm all for it because again, this message has to get out here, especially because I was one of those wives, in my first marriage. It's like I didn't know how to be a saved, sensual Christian wife, because I'm like, I can't do them things. I can't be shackled up. I can't have no handcuffs, And so, but this time around, it's like I had to embrace, but I had to go through that period of healing, before I got to that. And our guest last week, Erica, I remember her giving me this box of goodies, and I was like, "Ooh, child, you better use it." And I'm like, "Ooh, child, okay, this is what y'all. All right, well, we gonna do it." So. Your work is needed. And I just, again, I'm just so thrilled for you all. Like, I really am.
I got a really important question. What within the church, what has to change or what has to change or what has to be taught, what has to be taught to make Christians be okay with being saved, sexy, and sensual?
Ooh, good question. Let me tell you something. We don't church, we believe.
Right.
We believe in the true, authentic word of God.
Yeah.
And most churches are tradition. And we do things that because it's the tradition of the church.
Yeah.
I was just to tell you a quick story. I was in a church and they took up the offering. And the guest pastor, he wasn't going to pray over the offering. And then he said, "Oh, y'all waiting for me to pray over? Oh, y'all religious, okay?" And so he prayed over the offering because that's what they do in the church.
Wow.
Yeah.
But the word says that God loves a what? A cheerful
giver.
So your blessing is in you giving.
Right.
I don't have to have somebody pray over it to get blessed. Right. I've already been blessed because I was a cheerful giver.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I brought that up to say, and one thing again, in churches, why do all the ushers wear white gloves?
Because it's a tradition.
It's a tradition.
Right.
You know why? You know how that came about? Because I should tell you to look it up, but I'm gonna tell you for quick reference.
Yeah.
In slavery days, because of our dark skin complexion and the offering bowl that was taken up with, you couldn't really see our hands go in and out.
Yeah.
So Master said, put them on white gloves, and that way we could see if they take any money out.
Wow. Didn't even know that.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yet we do that.
So yet we do it still.
Yeah.
Tradition and culture. That's what most churches are built on.
Yeah.
Of how do we get people to
in the church
in the church. Take away the stigma.
Take away. Yeah.
There's a stigma with sexy.
Yeah.
There's a stigma with sensual. There's a stigma with sex.
Yeah.
You need some real teachers.
That's right.
In the church, in the body of Christ.
Yeah.
That will teach what we teach.
Right.
Because this is the question: why did God give a woman a clitoris?
Right.
Right.
What do it do?
Why does a man?
this way.
Why do men have sex?
That's right.
What does it do?
Right.
We have sex organs for reasons.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All we're taught in the church is don't have sex.
Yeah, don't have
Right.
sex. Then when you do it, it's just for children. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And then when you get married, you don't
caught up
like
in tradition, man. Some
Mm.
traditions aren't built correctly, and
But then look at the source.
Right.
Uh-oh.
Right. Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
ones that's teaching you ain't seen a man in 100 years without complex. Look at the source.
That pastor telling you don't have sex. Got 3 of the choir members pregnant.
Look at the source.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about the man over across the seas over there.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to
Yeah.
look at the source.
You
Yeah.
have all these women ministries. Are they playing lick lick who's here?
Woo! Oh, no. Stop the press.
Antoinette, I'm out of ginger ale, doggone it.
I'm out of water
You
too.
gotta look at the source.
And see, they
I'm
all
out of ginger ale.
Look at all those church mothers sitting in the front row with the
Yeah.
legs open so the pastor can see.
Yeah. And that is so
started
real.
closing their ears because they don't want to hear that. Because
That is
they
so-
have to look at the
but
show.
that is so
That's
true.
gonna tell the truth.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
Edit word of the gospel.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so
And it-
that's
What a
how
way.
you get it. You gotta, you know what? And a lot of times, you won't be allowed to speak the truth. You won't be allowed to preach the
Yeah.
truth.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to oppose that
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
when the true word of God goes forth, the enemy gets mad.
And let me
Yeah.
just say this before we
Yeah.
sign off. The
Yeah.
reason why we need real teachers, not just so that we can have great sex, to
Right.
protect our children too.
Mhm.
Right. Yeah.
That's
I
right.
Yeah.
work in a house where women are being sex trafficked and them young girls are being trafficked in the church.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God. That's
Yeah.
not being
Yeah.
talked about. That's not being talked about.
They're
Yeah.
getting
Sex
they're
trafficking in
getting
the church is
burnt out
never being talked
in
about.
the church.
In the church.
Yeah.
Yes. And because we so worried about sex, now you got a girl with a big old belly and she don't even know how she got it.
Right.
You don't know. Young men are sitting up in the church and don't know the value of their body and how to say yes and no. So the men in the church is touching on them because we don't talk about sex.
Yeah.
It's not about just having sex. And now you're grown. We grown up and we expect to swing from chandelier.
Let her cook.
Right.
Up to me as a child.
Yeah.
Let her
Yeah.
cook.
In the
Let her
church.
cook. Let her cook, y'all.
Yeah.
Preach,
That's
black
so
woman,
true.
preach.
That is so true. That is so true. A lot of the churches are not addressing these issues, and you know, and it's just time, you know, and this is the season where God is exploring. He's showing us what we're supposed to be doing as a community in that conversation that we do need, because you're still having young children, young women having children out of wedlock in the church and so forth, because we're not having these culture conversations within the body of Christ. And you're right, it has to be where there are teachers who can teach that, because again, you still have to have that responsibility and so forth. So I totally agree. And I'm so blessed to be part of a congregation that we tackle that. We have those conversations about sex and that it's not bad. It is, it is to be enjoyable. So again, it's just going back to that each one teach one. We got to start doing that. So
put them cuffs on, girl. Put them cuffs on.
No, but my pastor said I didn't have to.
Put the cuffs on.
He ain't say I
as long as your pastor ain't telling you that you can't, but you have his cuffs on themselves. You know what I'm saying?
He said I ain't had to. I don't know.
Okay.
I
you
ain't
don't have to if you don't want to.
Sister, bow your head, sister.
Open that box, girl. Go get in that box, girl. Let that man go.
We really enjoyed y'all. Thank
y'all.
Thank you.
We have a platform out there like this that we can come on and talk about sensitive things. And have a positive response. And be real about it. And not have to be fake or sugarcoat anything. So I'm thankful for you guys, and that we've had the opportunity and the pleasure of being on your podcast today.
Listen, it has been a pleasure. So before we head on out, tell us one last time where we can connect with you.
SavedSexySensual.com. And it's saved with a D. Saved.
Saved. Okay, my fault. Okay.
Saved.
Okay.
I put
sexy,
saved.
sensual. And there's no and. It's saved, sexy, sensual.
Okay. Wait a minute. Look. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Hold on. That's me playing with the what you call it again. I know.
It's showing off.
Just showing out. Okay.
Knock everybody out.
www saved with a D.
Yes.
Sexy.
Sensual.com.
Okay, cool.
Okay, gotcha.
I tried to put it in there, but it wouldn't let me do it.
Gotcha.
So there
Thank
you go,
you
right
so
there.
much. There it goes.
This was a
correct?
Okay.
Y'all are dope. Y'all are dope. Much love.
Journey. Before we head out, Journey, what you got going on coming up?
Be Clear Alert Podcast. Make sure you tap into that. Follow me everywhere. Be Clear Alert Podcast, man. Y'all tap in. That's what it is.
Yeah. Mr. Takeover, what you got going on coming up?
Well, still trying to cure this little coughing here I got going on, so that me and wife can get back on our podcasting and doing our things and doing like these lovely two exciting people that we just spoke to today. I love it. I appreciate all that you expressed and what you're doing, especially to see it in Black love makes it more important than anything.
Yeah.
And we're older.
That's right.
Yeah, no doubt.
That matters too.
It does. It's
young.
We're older.
Older.
We're seeing some young couples out there doing some stuff, and then they lying to the people.
Right. Yeah.
They're following them, and then the whole marriage fall apart. Then what
exactly.
I do with that?
Yeah, it's the marriages. Yeah, because they want the easy. Yeah, got to put in the work. Listen, we will definitely have you back on and so forth. Because again, this is that conversation, and I'm here for it. I am here for it. So definitely cannot wait to connect with you. Listen, I have the Vision Day Party. Well, Walking in Purpose Vision Board Day Party happening on March 9th.
Yes.
Go get your tickets at vision-day-party at eventbrite.com. That's on the 9th. And then on the 16th, me and Dr. G, we will be talking about moving from vision to victory. That is on Zoom. You can go to Linktree/LSC Ministries to register and so forth. So make sure that you connect with me and stay connected to the mail room. Make sure you make sure you subscribe.
Yes.
To the mail room.
Thank you.
The mail room 7671. And listen, right. The Roberts. When I tell y'all, we here to support you. We are here to support you. This has been a great conversation. And
what y'all wanted to say right quick? Hold on. What you wanted to say?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We are also going to be at the Loving God and You Forever 7th Marriage Retreat. It's in Greenville, South Carolina. The dates are April 19th through the 21st. If you're interested in going to the marriage retreat, contact us. My Facebook is Mrs. Antoinette Roberts. I am very active on my Facebook as well. You can just DM me, and then you can talk from there.
Now, this is a marriage retreat that y'all are hosting?
No, we were invited to
You're invited to, okay, gotcha.
We're participating in it.
Yeah. Well, listen, thank y'all so much for being here today. And I'm just super excited for both of y'all. I love it and love you all. And just thank you so much for stopping by the mailroom. And ladies and gentlemen out there, thank y'all so much for tuning in. There you go, Johnny. Showing out.
Love you, Johnny.
You know what?
Take over.
You know what? Just
boy, you tell, boy. You're supposed to get jealous. Folks get jealous.
I'm just,
come to the coach's office.
Right, come to the coach's office. So until next time, you guys, make sure you're locked and loaded to the mailroom. All things mailroom.
That's right.
7671. That we can't say it no better. So thank y'all so much, and we are out.
Peace, y'all.
Oh, you can wait.
The mail room, I be tuned in. Listen in to TaShon, she be going in. Black queen for us black kings. We can learn a thing or two when we're locked in. One of the few places we can be heard. Man, I rocks with her, that's my word. The show is enlightening, engagement always enticing. I'm always come with an open mind, I'm never frightened. Guaranteed to walk away with minerals. Now that I'm thinking everything else is minuscule. We're the fools who don't protect black women. No arguing, disrespect, and that's it. Please come in peace when you call in, cause our friends ain't no slouch, fair warning. The mail room, messages from him. Y'all better listen if you wanna win. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in. The mail room to stay, the mail room, yes, it's here to stay. Messages from him, tune in.